Okay. Ms. Ball will speak to you. She made the complaint originally.
Can I go take a look here?
Yeah, go ahead. You can see gaps on the bottom of the storm windows installed on the outside. And if you look at the top of the window, you'll see that there's been a wood shim installed to permit the locking mechanism to work
Where? Like
in the
here?
middle window there on top.
I don't know.
All right, you'll have to feel it. It's not visible actually, but here. There's a wooden shim installed. Actually, if we move the
Yeah, I'll move out the love seat.
move the love seat out of the way, you can stand and see it.
Window doesn't conceal really.
Do you have something for her to stand on, Marie, so that she
No,
could
that's okay.
get up high enough to see
That's
that?
okay, as long as, but these windows open, correct?
With some difficulty, yeah.
Yeah. You can see the frame on the bottom is rotted.
Chewed right up.
Air comes through there quite
Same
readily.
with the middle one, same with the one on the end.
Yeah, but unfortunately, this is compliance.
Okay.
This is compliance.
Even though it
He-
lets
what-
air
he's
through
going
and
to-
wind through and cold through all year round.
Well, we would have to determine this in the winter, but this
You had
is-
that opportunity.
This, well,
Well, we'll
this
bring
is
them back in the
compliance.
winter then.
This is compliance. I mean, I'm happy to be standing in front of this camera right
And
now.
you're telling me that the fact that you can see the sun through the frames?
Well, this is, right now, this is a screen, correct?
Yeah, and
Okay.
at the base of that, you're telling me that's compliant.
It's-
I believe there's
That's
something.
gonna
That's
stop.
compliant because this will close,
Okay.
this will close, so
And the
it's
fact that
going to
it's
be double
coming apart
paned.
in that corner.
Second
Goes below-
opinion.
It goes below the lip of the
Yeah,
frame there.
The window
So we
itself
would have
is
to
coming
check in the
apart, and
winter
you're telling me
to
that's...
see how that's,
unfortunately, under the property standards bylaw, the City of Hamilton Property Standards bylaw, it is a minimum maintenance bylaw.
Yeah, the
And
windows
he
need to
has-
seal, and they don't seal.
Well, it is a minimum maintenance bylaw. We
Uh-huh.
can't,
And-
we can't ask for,
Oh, we can't ask for windows
We-
that seal, that keep drafts out.
well, but this is compliance.
Okay. What does the building
This
code have to say
compliance.
on the subject, Ms.
Well, it's got
Shuko?
nothing to do, this is compliant.
All right.
This, we aren't,
In your opinion, does it comply with the building code?
it does.
Okay. Oh, that's fine.
And the
It does.
plexiglass in my bedroom window complies? You're gonna tell me this complies? And that's in 3 out of
And
my
that
4
I
paints.
will, okay, and so this is,
That's
this is
also-
what, by the end of the day, we
And
want
this
to
is
ask
what you
him.
said.
So he's.
This is what you said
What, no,
best.
no, we did not say.
Donna May did to my face.
yeah.
She
Well,
said it
at that
passed.
And
time,
here's the thing,
I thought
and
it was.
at the time, we did think that that passed, but we have went under the building code. So we are requiring, we have submitted to him to provide us a standard, so there is a Canadian standard for windows. And we have required him by the end of the day to provide us that these are under that standard. And if he doesn't provide us that these meet that standard by the end of the day, because we were coming back today, we thought those were still in all of the windows. So we told him by the end of the day, if he doesn't show us
They're
that
in my,
those
that's in
meet
my
that.
kitchen window, my
Okay,
bathroom
so
window.
by the end of the day, he can't provide us that those meet that Canadian standard, then they're all gonna be gone.
Does that window
Good.
open and there's a screen?
There's a screen, but again, all kinds of space.
Yeah, no, so that, and you're correct, that's right. But we had to get that from the building department under the building code to show that that didn't meet the Canadian standard. So you're
I could have
correct.
told you it
That-
did.
Okay, Ms.
And you know
Schufelt,
what, we knew that too, but we also have to have that documentation Because if we
Then
ever
don't
get
sit there
taken,
and tell me to my face
but
that
if we
means
ever
it.
get, if we ever get taken to court, we also have to work under the parameters of risk management for the city of Hamilton.
Ms. Schufeld, please stop. We are paying the price for your risk management. Just please stop. Okay?
It's our hydro bill, it's
Please
our
don't be
money.
condescending to me. We're just trying to do our job.
I've put up with plenty of
All
condescension
right.
from your office.
Marie, it was not my intent to be condescending. But I
just
really
trying to do
do
the best we
believe that
can
these
as well.
windows do not meet the building
I just
code.
told you that. I just
Okay.
told you that. We know
I don't
they
believe the ones in-
and we've asked him now,
Okay.
in order for risk management purposes, to provide us that.
Okay.
We know that he's not going to be able to, so that we can move forward.
All
He
right.
knows that too. That's why he installed those other proper windows in the other room. He's got to do it with there, but he's not going to be able to meet that by the end of today.
What other proper windows did he
Well,
install in the living room?
It's compliance. Those
They're trying to
those
say
are
the storm windows.
those
Okay.
and the storm windows meet compliance.
All right.
The storm
Despite
windows
there
meet
being a clear
compliance.
path for air to
And
flow
if
from the
you-
outside to the
And if you feel that
inside.
they don't, then you can seek legal advice on that.
Oh, I have. Okay.
You can
I
seek
guess we'll
legal
be
advice
starting
on that.
this all over again in the winter and being in the
All right.
same spot we are now come summer.
This won't even remotely keep this apartment warm come next winter.
No kidding.
And you will get heat complaints and there won't be plastic
And
over
we
it.
get to pay for it.
Who pays the bill for that? However. All right, in here, there's plexiglass installed in that bedroom as well.
Oh, is there in your room too?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Now, carpets are not under your jurisdiction, am I correct in that?
So, you'll have to tell them by the end of the day, all of those you'll have to provide us that, please.
What about the carpets?
Carpets are not something that bylaw
look at-
covers, or are they?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no.
The linoleum
Linoleum,
is.
any
This-
cracks are,
This,
Broken.
this all through
that's,
our
it's
look.
not, that,
That's
it's not
one.
a trip hazard.
That's one.
But
See
it is
the burn
incomplete.
marks?
Well, it's not a trip hazard.
All right, but the linoleum is incomplete. Ms. Schufeld,
Yes.
the linoleum is incomplete.
Incomplete in which, in terms
There's a
of
hole
what?
in it.
Well, that is not something that we would take care of under the property standards bylaw,
Okay,
unfortunately.
okay.
Unfortunately. I mean, if this was something that was a trip hazard, a safety issue.
It also
then
traps dirt.
Absolutely.
What you're looking at is after a year of scrubbing.
Well, and I'll tell you something. If we were to issue an order to have him come and repair that,
Do you need more light?
no, I don't need more light.
Here, you can see where the floorboards are lifted.
Okay, actually, you know what, Donna Mae? Please take a picture of that. We'll issue an order.
That's not the only piece of it.
Although what I can tell you is the property owner, we can issue an order to have this repaired or replaced, but the property owner has the right to appeal that order to the Property Standards Appeal Committee.
I'm aware of his recourse.
Excellent, okay.
Marie,
Yeah,
they're going to issue an order for linoleum here
yeah, I heard.
To
Okay.
repair this hole.
to repair the hole. Nothing about the burn marks for the stains?
No, the burn marks is not something that would,
Okay.
no, that's not covered under property standards.
There's chunks of floor missing there.
We can, there's a hole in the wall here, Donna Mae.
Yes, he fell, I'll fix that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's on
There's
us.
chunks of floor missing there. If you come stand right here, you can look and see, and this isn't the only spot where the floorboards are curling up. And if I move the table and other pieces of furniture, you can see where it's all curling up. If I move this couch.
That's not something we would.
Hell, look at this couch.
Unfortunately, that's not something that we would,
Okay.
that's not something we
Give it a
could
little while,
justify.
it'll become a tripping issue.
And
Look at
when
my
that
couch,
happens,
it sits-
absolutely, when that happens, that's something we could deal
And what
with.
about the warped floor? Look at my couch, it sits on an angle because that floor is so warped, there's a valley. I can't even put this there because it sits at that angle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do we go to about that? And look at this.
Maureen?
You're telling me that's...
Listen, no, that's something we will definitely, we can. We can work within the confines of the property standards bylaw.
Wearing black and caulking isn't beating us up to code? Or here, where it's all coming off the wall? Or let's show Miss Schufelt our wonderful water pressure. And I'll go turn on the kitchen tap. And this will happen when somebody in the building runs water.
We've kept a log over a period of weeks of the number of times the water has failed completely and the number of times the hot
Well, look at
water
my
has
kitchen
failed.
tap and see how much water's there too. And then he'll water his garden and cost us even more water. Try having a shower with that. And then wait till somebody else in the building turns on water.
Okay, Maureen.
Have another unit turn on water and see how little we get now.
It regularly stops completely.
Not even enough to continue your shower you're in. for
Usually not in the
15
middle of the
and
day.
20 minutes at a time. From 4 till 8 o'clock at night, I'm lucky if I can have a shower or even fill a sink full of water.
And the temperature is
Fortunately,
often
under the
below
property
43.
standards bylaw, there's nothing that says
can't
that
tell
we
me
have
that.
to, it's,
This is within code?
there's water.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be reliable water, and it's not.
There's nothing that says,
Yes, it does.
under which section. If you can provide me that section,
We'll find it again for you.
Okay.
absolutely, absolutely. And if you can show us, because this is our job, we're not trying to go out of our way not to do
We
our
don't
job.
even
This is
have-
our job.
We don't even have proper hot water.
Okay. Well, you know,
So,
if this is,
and that-
Ms. Schufelt, please let me
If there's
finish.
no hot water, then definitely that's
Please let me
something that is-
finish. I'd like to
No,
address
let
a
me
comment
finish.
you just
Let me
made.
finish, and then absolutely I will let you finish. I'm just saying, you have to understand from our point of view.
Yeah, try and have a shower, not even 15 minutes, not even 10 minutes into it. You lose it for 20 minutes.
Okay. Look, I understand that you're trying to do your job. I'm just,
We can't compel
Rather
people to do things that are not within our power.
all right. Well, what I'm trying to find out here is exactly what the limits of your power
I
are,
wanna know
because
how
if
we
you
get
can't
the water
force a
to the best
landlord to
state.
provide
Who do
adequate
we go
housing,
to?
then I'm gonna find out who can.
The landlord tenant tribunal,
Yeah,
that's,
the rent tribunal.
the rent
yeah.
tribunal
They
enforces
keep
those
telling
things.
us to get it investigated. Well, who do
Yeah,
we go
well,
to?
just a moment. On that subject, the landlord, I can show you, as a matter of fact, Ms. Ball did show you yesterday an order by a member of the Landlord Tenant Board ordering Mr. Serino to repair these windows and to ensure,
Okay, so the windows have partially.
that was
been
5 years
repaired.
ago, ma'am.
6.
6 years ago, my mistake. He was also ordered to change the window locks, same as what
They
was
have
on the
their own
work order.
enforcement team.
They have
Yes.
their own
But
enforcement.
this is
So,
issues that-
you telling us to go to the LTB is a little bit disappointing because they failed
So we're
6 years
going
ago.
around- You know what, we're going around in circles and circles and circles, okay?
Okay, what I'm looking
So
for-
we're dealing with the windows again, but you're asking us right now, we're talking about issues here.
Yes,
Right
issues
now
that
that we
existed
can't-
6 years ago. Again, the
I know,
water.
but we're going around, but we can't
Then
deal
who do
with
we
that.
deal with? You keep giving us, oh, well, we don't do it, then who do we deal
The rent
with?
The
tribunal.
rent tribunal.
Yeah, and they keep telling us to get it investigated.
For
Then
water?
We're getting
Did
jerked
they tell you
around.
for water?
Yes.
Did they tell you to come to property standards for water?
We get told
As a
that
matter of
everything that
fact,
they
the
don't deal
specific
with to come
remedy-
to you
Then you
guys.
should get,
Okay.
you should get that in writing, because I'll give it to you in
Oh,
writing.
Ms.
That
Schufelt?
property standards does not deal with water.
Okay.
I will put that in writing for you,
Okay,
that this property standards.
Then who do we deal with?
okay, that would be the
Rent
LTB,
tribunal.
and
Just told you,
she's
rent
correct there.
tribunal.
And then they tell us to go.
But you see, our situation is that
Well,
this,
then get that in writing get them to say in writing that
All
they
right.
do not deal with water.
Ms. Schufelt, that order that you read yesterday from a member of the Landlord-Tenant Board specifically advised the tenants that their remedy was to phone you guys.
And that doesn't always, you know,
So now you're
maintain-
telling us, no, go back to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, because sometimes they don't know exactly what we can do,
Okay,
so
It's
that's.
bureaucracy, it's unfortunate, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
well, I
That-
really want to know how this happened, I really do.
Okay, there's still, this has been running, I
Okay,
guess, for about 5 minutes, and you still have hot water.
okay. As I said, it's not common in the middle of the day.
You wanna run all the hot water?
Try it pretty much any time between 5 PM and 8 PM. However, okay. All right, Marie, were there any other issues that you wanted to talk to them about?
Soft spot in the kitchen floor that's being ignored.
Okay, you want to show
What?
them?
Soft spot in the kitchen, whereabouts is that?
You're almost standing on it. Right up against the counter. Can you show them, please?
for the linoleum's coming up,
Yeah. Marie?
it's not ripped.
Yeah, I'll be in a minute. I'm putting the living room back together.
Okay,
It's not ripped.
okay.
Right in front of the kitchen sink, step there.
It's not ripped.
The soft
No,
spot
I understand
that keeps developing and getting worse. How long before my foot goes through it? Once my leg is tore up, is that okay? Do I get to sue you plus him then? Does my foot have to go through it
Is there a
before
hole
it
in
gets
the floor? Is
fixed?
that what you're
I
saying?
don't know. There's a big soft spot
Well,
here.
that's because the linoleum is loose.
The wood underneath is
If
not.
you step on it, you can feel it.
Step on it. Tell me that's linoleum. There is a soft spot where there should be wood. As a super, I know that's rotting wood underneath. I've had to
You can write
fix
it down, we'll
those.
follow up with what would, if there's anything, I don't believe there's anything, but we'll write it down, take a
Okay.
photograph, we'll see if there's anything that we can.
All right, well, I'll warn you, a
That's-
photograph won't show anything, but
Well,
go ahead.
we're gonna try and do our due diligence, I'm not entirely certain, to be honest with you, but at least we're going to attempt to do, if there's anything we can enforce under, and make him do anything about it.
After almost 20 years
Okay, you know what?
experience as a
Here, let me
super.
tell you something, I'm gonna say this right into the camera.
Go ahead.
I don't feel we can satisfy you, Miss Ball,
You're
but
telling
I'm
me there's
attempting
nothing
to
there
do
and
that.
that it's the linoleum.
but I'm attempting to do that. I'm attempting to do our job here for you. And that's what we're going to do,
All right,
okay? That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to summarize what we're going to do here today. We have taken photographs of the holes in the floor. We're going to attempt to remedy this soft spot in the floor. If there is holes underneath, he is going to have to repair that. We've called compliance with the windows in the living room. He's going to have to show us by the end of the day with the plexiglass windows
And
in
what
the
about
other
that one?
areas.
Try opening the storm one on that.
all right.
That's the original.
By
Now
the way-
try opening the storm.
Okay, so the window here,
Oh, incidentally,
Obviously.
there is a plexiglass pane here, excuse me.
Plexiglass is allowed to be
And
used
if you use,
if it
if
meets
you see
the
here-
if it meets the standard, and he has to
It's the
show
same-
us that.
It's the same
Okay.
as what's in
Okay, so it
All
has
right.
to,
in that
but
storm
also,
window.
just a moment, if you look there, where it was set against the rail, this was put in wet, and it bowed out. Okay, there's an air gap there. If, you can't see it from your side, you need to come over to this side, right up here, right where my finger is.
Okay.
You see where the plastic.
Okay, so he was
is
supposed to
separated from the
replace all
sill?
of the windows, am I correct?
All the
And
ones,
that's-
yeah, that were cracked and broken.
And
All the
aren't
windows
the
are
storm
cracked and
windows
broken,
supposed
yeah.
to be, excuse me, aren't the storm windows supposed to be proper functioning windows?
So
Try
this
lifting that glass. Try moving it.
Okay, so,
All he did was put a screen on it and
Okay,
figured
so
that.
he's-
okay.
All right.
We don't want this to turn out into an argument every single time.
It's
We
been
need-
2 months past the due date.
And we go over this every single time.
Yeah,
We
because I
understand-
still haven't heard.
We understand that. We
Yeah.
understand that.
We're dealing with a lot of frustration and a lot of aggravation, irritation, harassment, haranguement. You don't think we have a right to feel this way by now? 2 months past the due date.
We
It
understand.
doesn't have to come into an argument each time we come.
I wouldn't be too quick to say that if I were you, especially with your behavior of the past.
Okay.
All right. There's a similar problem with the bedroom, or excuse me,
We've seen the bedroom, so
with the
we-
bathroom window that was replaced, where the
It's
pane was replaced.
plexiglass, too.
Okay, so.
plexiglass.
And what I've said is any of these windows, he has till the end of the day
All right.
to provide to us
Okay.
that they meet the Canadian standard.
Okay.
So we have said that. He has no more time left.
Does that have to do with
He has
just the?
no more time left.
I've heard
His
that
time is
before.
running. Well, but you know what? You haven't heard it from me. And I'm
Okay.
telling you straight up, he has no more time. I'm saying it right into your camera. He
Okay.
has no more time left. So you've got that on camera. You rely on this so heavily. You're hearing it straight up from me right now.
We have it all
He
on
has-
camera,
I
Miss
know you do,
Schoenfeld.
but I'm telling you straight up right now. You said in a thing, you're an officer of the Canadian Armed Forces?
Yes, I am.
Right. Well, I'm a retired NCO of the Canadian Armed Forces. So you know, when somebody says their word, he has no more time left. Straight up.
All right, I'll accept that.
Good.
Now, there's a couple of other things on other units of the building. Are you interested in those? They are bylaw violations.
units?
Yes.
So you're gonna take us into other people's units?
No, they're visible from the outside. Broken windows mostly. Also the backyard.
Okay.
Let's go.
Alright.
We've written down the outdoor lighting. So at the
Okay.
front of the building, there should be
Okay.
outdoor lighting. So
That was one of the points, actually.
happy to know that we will have that installed.
You might want to write down that the inside one keeps conveniently getting turned off.
I was getting to that.
What do you mean turned off?
There's a
I'll
switch.
come out 8, 9 o'clock at night, and the one in the hallway is totally out.
Who's turning it off?
I don't know.
That would most likely be the downstairs tenants, but
Well, and if that's the case, how do we regulate that?
Make
Tell 'em
them
to
put
take
on
the switch
something
out.
so it can't be turned off. There are cages you can
or
put
just tell them
over
to take the
it.
switch out of the
I don't know if
circuit.
that, well, again, that was something I don't know how I can order that, but it is something that I will look into.
By rights,
Okay.
the entryways should be lit
You're
at all
right.
times.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
For
Again,
safety purposes, you're right.
he's
Okay.
going against the code and being allowed to do it.
Well. All right. I'm going to show you a couple of the other things in the building. Well, downstairs. One of them is a door at the bottom of the stairwell here. As you come down, if you look towards the door, you can see obvious gaps all the way around it. Now, I don't know, do you deal with any kind of fire code violations?
That's an inside door.
What's that?
That's an inside door.
Okay.
And we don't deal with any fire code issues. And I was cleared by Ms. Ball yesterday in terms of fire. We don't deal with that, and she said fire did a full inspection last February, and she didn't need fire
Friday
back
night.
here again.
Yeah, okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Wait. I haven't took a picture.
Oh,
You
sure.
can see daylight through there.
Yeah. That normally makes the hallway in here quite cold, actually, in the wintertime. Just let me know when you're ready, Ms. Lord.
Okay.
That window right there. If you take a look at it, you can see it's cracked and broken. John's walked by that every single time he's come here, and that's been that way at least since we moved in October 2015.
Now, just so you know,
You're gonna have to get
here's the
inside.
thing.
Mhm.
If we can't get inside,
Okay.
there may be nothing we can do about it.
No, and that's fair enough.
So if we do, and that tenant doesn't let us inside,
Well,
we're
the
done.
tenant is,
but we're done.
okay.
Because if we can't get inside to inspect,
Mhm.
it's over for us. We have no jurisdiction unless we can get inside
Oh, fair enough.
to inspect.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. We
Okay.
we can do anything
What apartment is
exterior
that?
That's
or
number one. The tenant.
interior if a tenant allows us inside.
Okay.
But if we can't get inside to inspect that, there's nothing
What
we can
room
do.
is that? What room is that for him?
Good question. I believe that would be his living room. The tenant.
Leave, or do you know?
I don't know.
We need to know so that I can tell him exactly
Well,
which window.
I believe
to-
that would be the living room. It's, I assume it's laid out the same. I've only ever seen the kitchen on the inside of
Is
that.
that your living room?
Yes, directly above.
Okay, so I
The
need
tenant
to know
is,
for sure that
Rich,
that's
the
living
tenant
room.
is Mr. Sereno's caretaker and agent.
They're sitting right there.
Yeah. So you should have no difficulty entering for an inspection. But anyway, I'll show you a couple of. Yeah?
Come here.
No, I'm not going to ask. I just wanted to show you something else.
No, but I
Okay.
want to speak to you.
All right, fair enough.
Under the law, under the law, we are not allowed inside any dwelling unit unless we are invited in. At any time, once we are asked to leave, we must leave immediately.
I'm aware of that.
That's under the law,
Okay.
period.
And you can also enter on a warrant.
We can enter under a warrant, but we would never get a warrant for something like that,
Okay.
ever.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, just so
Okay.
you know.
Just to point it out to you.
Yeah.
And you're free to ask Mr. Pollington if he wants to let you in or not. That's not him, by the way. That's one of his roommates. But same thing there. Another broken window. This gate, I'm not sure what function it serves, but it doesn't lock.
Unless,
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
but the thing is, the purpose of removing it would be what?
Not much.
Right.
I'd rather have him put a latch on, but
For us to say, you know,
some-
it's not broken, so
all right.
it would be redundant for us to say, we would have to give reasoning to say, to do what? Do you know what I'm saying?
All right.
And the thing is, if he was to choose to appeal anything that we did, we would have to go back and say why we were doing what we were doing.
Okay.
And give good reason for it.
Okay.
So our reason would be the tenant, Mr. Bosch, just didn't like the looks of it, and he didn't know why it was there. Do you see what I'm saying?
A gate is something you use for privacy reasons, correct?
Or to
As a
keep
general
people
rule.
out. And so maybe this is to keep, maybe it's to people on the street walking by to keep people out of this area.
Okay.
You know?
I don't see how it does that without being able to be latched, but okay,
Well-
fair enough. It's a minor point, I'll agree.
It might be something people walking by and they would see this and say, oh, that's a closed off area.
Okay. Some of these are a little on the loose
This is,
side.
This is a walkway that would need repaired.
Yeah. I'll point out that the last time it was repaired was apparently by just dumping cement in a hole.
Well, we can't tell people how to repair,
Okay.
but we can say that this does need repair.
All right.
But we can't tell him how to do it.
Even if the repairs are done in such a way that it's certain they'll need to be repeated?
Even if that's the case.
Okay, fair enough. All right, lots more debris and whatnot back here. As you may not be aware, until Easter weekend of this year, this backyard was basically a junkyard. I can show you photographs. Do we have you to thank for lighting a fire under our landlord on that point? Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know about this, but all right.
Yeah.
And
This is an old house, so
Okay.
he's, you know.
the scrap. Can we at least get that moved?
Yeah, it's, It is rocks. I mean, it's something that could be ordered to be piled neatly.
Which it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Back here, I'm not sure exactly what the standard for tripping hazard is, but this as it sits. a little
well, I
rough.
think this is probably to cover up the uneven surface,
Mhm.
you know, so that it isn't as, and as you said, it has been cleaned up considerably.
Mhm.
I think that, you would be hard pressed to, I don't know, what do you think, Anime? I mean, I'm searching here.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of, what we have.
I'm searching, it's something, to be perfectly honest with you, it would be something I'd have to search through our bylaws to see what could be. I
Okay.
don't know everything under the bylaw off the top of my head, to be perfect. We have a lot of bylaws, so I would have to look.
Well, I'm well aware of that.
Yeah. We have
All right.
well over 50 bylaws, so I would have to investigate further.
All right. Look, just so you know, I mean, my fight is not with bylaw. If these are actually the standards, okay. I'll take it up with the people who are responsible for the
But I can tell you
standards.
something. I don't know if you're aware as well,
Mhm.
but when we issue garbage and debris orders,
Mhm.
when we issue yard maintenance cleanup orders,
Mhm.
we issue them to tenant owners.
Okay.
And if the tenant and owner doesn't clean up, tenant and owners can be charged under
Okay.
the bylaw.
Okay.
So it is tenant owner responsibility, not
Okay.
just the owner's responsibility.
Okay.
So those are joint responsibilities to clean up and keep properties clean and clear of
Okay.
garbage and debris, waste, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So that is, and it's because people ought to know that your property should be clean and clear of weeds and waste and garbage and debris, that we should keep our properties well maintained.
Okay.
So
Sure.
that is
I
just,
agree.
that just is a, you know, a little known or, well, it should be
Okay.
an obvious
So you're
fact,
saying
but-
that had you issued an order to clean this up and Mr. Serino did not comply, that we would have been held liable?
Well,
Am I
it is,
correct in that?
the orders, when the orders are issued,
Mhm.
they're issued to tenant slash owner.
Okay.
So they are, and that's generally to every person in the city.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So
Standard.
to answer my question, would we have been liable if...
You could have been, absolutely. Yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. It's owner slash occupant. And so it's, all orders are issued to owner slash occupant
Okay.
of a property.
I would have loved that fight, but okay.
You wouldn't be the first.
Okay, well, that's it as far as these issues go.
Awesome, excellent.
There
Well, we're
are,
making progress, aren't we?
well, at least in one area. The other one is the complaint that we have about Ms. Lord's behavior.
Well, and we've went over this again and again and again, and that's not something that we would ever discuss. Okay, so you have brought this up again and again and again, and that's not even open for discussion.
Okay. I'm told that you are the authority to whom I should complain about her behavior.
Well, and we've discussed this over and over and over again, and you have made that,
Ms. Schufelt,
you've made it clear.
you indicated clearly to me in a telephone conversation that you hadn't even viewed the video I'd sent you.
But
In what possible way could
But
you
you have
have
made- but you
investigated my
have-
complaint?
But because you have made your complaint abundantly clear to me, to my boss, to my boss's boss. You've made it clear to everybody. It's been heard loud and clear. So what we do about that can't be disclosed to you under the Privacy Act. And I told Ms. Ball that yesterday. So you have to understand that. That is
I
city
don't
policy.
care what you do to her. I want
So
to
what do you
know.
want? What are you looking
I
for?
would like to know who was responsible for this mess, where it went wrong. And if it's not you, that's fine. But I really want to know.
I'm responsible for it.
Okay.
As Officer Lord Supervisor, I'm responsible for it.
Okay.
It all falls on my shoulders. I'm the one that's and I'm not, you know what? I'm not kidding. I am responsible for this whole mess. I am responsible for it not being taken care of in a timely manner. I'm the one that held things off because I'm the one that allowed the property owner all of this time.
Good for you.
It lays on.
You got the
it
biggest
all
pair of
lays-
balls in City Hall, lady.
Well, it
Good for
lays
you.
on my shoulders.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know. That was it. Thank you for your honesty.